Hello, welcome to Yin Yoga. So today our peak pose is going to be camel. So we're going to be opening up the front body, the side body, the back body a little bit before we come into camel. We'll counter that with a really juicy caterpillar, and then we will come onto our back for some figure fours and a twist. So if you have one, I'm going to encourage you to use a bolster when we get into some side bending stuff. If you don't have one, then you can certainly use a folded blanket or a towel. So here's what I'm going to sit on. You will get the same result if you fold it this way and then just fold it in half. Okay. If you don't have a bolster. And then some people may be folding over something this thick. That's not good for you. So maybe you just need a little bit and you can just put it, this way as well. So you can always customize your props as you need them. Today's practice will also include some high dragons to get into the hip flexors. So you may want some blocks for support there. All right. Today's affirmations, I wasn't really sure what I was going to use. And then I looked down. I happened to be wearing a spread kindness t-shirt. And I thought, well, what a wonderful idea, loving kindness. So the affirmations I pulled today actually come from loving kindness meditations, and you can look them up on Pinterest. You'll get different, little ones, but all of them will have the same kinds of things. So I kind of pulled from a few different ones, but it's all good. So let's get started. Coming to a nice tall seat, ears, shoulders, and hips in alignment, zipping up from pubic bone to behind the navel. Closing your eyes if you'd like, and we'll settle in. And just notice the breath here. Nice expansion of the rib cage on the inhale and slowly exhaling. Trying to soften any areas that may have tightened up. Okay, let's take fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, 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 and lengthen. Maybe looking up there at those hands, turning the palms away. Grow taller from crown to tail as we bring those arms down. Let's go again. Palms up. Reach, reach, reach. Looking up there. Exhale, hands in heart center, setting that intention. So loving kindness will be the intention. And once you have that set, we'll inhale, take it up, turning palms away and growing taller from crown to tail. Let's take a big inhale here. Let's take a side bend to the left. Trying to keep shoulders and hips in alignment. So a lot of times, especially as we get older, we have this tendency to round forward a little bit here, kind of a collapsing of the shoulder. Could you open that up so that the shoulders are more in line with the hips? And as we breathe here, just kind of choose where you need to be. Does it need to be here? Is it better for you to side bend a little bit deeper? Would it be better for you to open towards the back? Would it be better for you to take the belly button in, rounding, a little C curve scoop, reaching forehead in the direction of the knee, but not touching? And then from wherever you went, lengthen if you took a little bit of a twisty there, using your obliques, your side abs, coming all the way up. We'll go to the other side. So we'll take that over to the right, or at least my right again. Watch the shoulder, make sure it's not collapsing here. So really open up. And then choosing what's best for you, staying here, side bending deeper. You can open up to the back or little C curve scoop towards the front. And opening up and coming back. Good. From here, let's take a gentle twist to each side. So big inhale, exhale, going to the left, reaching the arms long, rolling shoulders back, looking a little bit more behind you if you can. Expand that rib cage. Notice if on your exhale, you're able to turn a little bit more, but without cranking through the low spine. And when you're ready, we'll lift and come back to center. Inhale, exhale, rotating other side, taking arms down, rolling shoulders back, looking behind you. And again, noticing on exhales if your body wants to twist a little bit deeper. If it's safe, you can, as long as you're not cranking. And when you're ready, we'll lift and come back to center. So let's get into some spinal rolls here. So I'm going to use my knees here as a little bit of leverage at first. My arms will stay long if you do that. So if this motion with long arms is not for you, then just lift. We're going to take a few rounds in each side, and I want you to do these slow. So I want you to kind of get in there. You can even take your hands to the belly if that would feel good to you. So I think this one feels good on my back as well as my shoulders and chest here when I have my hands on my knees. Let's reverse that. And you can really exaggerate this move. This is a nice one to do seated or standing to activate the second chakra a little bit here, that sacral chakra. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, good. Let's come onto all fours. Let's do a few rounds of cat-cows just to make sure we're a little bit more open in that spine. So you're gonna always cushion your knees here as needed. I don't need one right now, but I probably will when we come to hydra. But hips over the knees, or a little bit, the knees can be a little bit wider if you've got a back issue. Spreading fingers nice and wide, rooting through knuckles with pinky, pointer, and thumb. Press that floor away, belly button is in. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Good. Just get a little movement here. And the first saying or affirmation from loving kindness meditation is, may all beings, I'll get this out. May all beings live in peace. May all beings live in peace. And then from here, once you're ready, we're going to go right into a Sphinx pose. So again, we've done this one before. If you are someone who likes a little bit of lift with the pelvis, you can bring in that blanket or bath towel that you have, and you can put, so your frontal hip bones are going to come right to the edge here. I'm just going to kind of feel that sensation. Good. So I'm going to start rolling my shoulders back. Good. My forearms are down. Hands can be down, or, you can clasp them together. But I've got a little length going on here through the low body. My legs are not together, but the tops of the feet are down. Rolling shoulders back will be here for 2 minutes. Good. I'm just going to press, lifting out and taking the heart a little bit forward. Good. So may all beings live with peace. May all beings live with peace. Now, the nice thing about the loving kindness meditation is you can address it twofold, or I should say threefold. You can, instead of may all beings, you can say may I. And then you've got the wider community, may all beings. And then I've seen some where the first few chants or meditations focus on may I, and then the last half is may all beings. So you can always customize it based on what you're trying to do or accomplish. We're definitely living in a time where we need more loving kindness in the world, where people would rather shoot or stab other people instead of just trying to have a conversation. Being respectful and considerate of others. Again, if you feel the shoulders kind of be creepy here, press back out of there. Belly button is always in. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, just carefully come out of there. Make a little recovery pillow with your hands. You can wiggle, wiggle, wiggle the hips here. Just breathe and expand. May all beings live with peace. May all beings live in peace. And then once you're ready, hands under the shoulders and press yourself up. So we're going to go right into a side bend here. So if you don't have a bolster or a cushion or sturdy pillow, remember you can always fold up that blanket or towel what you're using and have that nice thickness here. I'm going to use my bolster though. So I'm going to come right here. Bring my timer with me. And I'm going to have whatever you're using, bolster, pillow, cushion, blanket. You want to pull that in right to the hips. Whatever your legs are doing here depends on you and what's comfortable for you. Some people like, one knee bent, one leg long. Some people like both knees bent and then take both legs long once they get there. It's completely up to you. This is about the thoracic. It's not about the leg. So from here, good. I'm just going to take myself over. Oh, one more thing. If you've got something like this and you are someone that has a long torso, you can always stack more blankets or something up here to give you a little bit more oomph, if you will, as you do the side over. So take care of yourself. All bodies are different. We all need different things. So I'm going to come over here. Good. Now that I'm here, I'm going to take my legs a little bit longer, a little bit more stacked. Your top arm can come overhead. It can also rest here. We're going to be here for a couple minutes as well. Good. So those of you that have watched me for a while know that sometimes I cough in these side bends. I hold a lot in my side. I hold a lot in my heart chakra tendencies there. So if you cough, that's okay. That's just your body releasing what's no longer serving it. So may all beings live with peace. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. There it is. Good. So big breath here if you can. Really breathe into the rib cage. And may all beings live with peace. May all beings be free in loving kindness. And then from here, when you're ready, good. Your top hand can come onto your bolster, the floor, whatever it is that you're doing here, and then carefully let it assist you as you come back up. So now we're just going to do that to the other side. So I'm going to bring my bolster to the other side. I'm getting set up over here. Okay. So I'm really close to my prop. And then whenever you're ready, once you're all set, just get that nice side bend over. Good. Top arm can be over here. It can be here. It can be here. Wherever it's comfortable for you to take it. May all beings be free from suffering. There it is on that side. Good. May all beings be free of suffering. May all beings live with peace. May all beings be free. May all beings be free from suffering. And sadly, we have a lot of that right now. We've got the turmoil, political turmoil, social upheaval stuff in our own country, with all the mass shootings. In other places, the Ukraine-Russian conflict is still going. We've got conflict in the Sudan. We've got conflicts in other parts of Africa, little pockets that are, militias and whatnot that are warring against each other. People that suffer under dictatorships and just oppressive rule. May all beings be free from suffering. And then from here, when you're ready, good. Take a hand, let it help you come up. Good. And since we've been kind of side to side, if you need to do some other little kind of movement here, then take that little movement. And we're going to prepare for our high dragon. So I'm going to move the bolster out of the way now. I am going to bring in my blanket here for extra knee cushion for this one today. This will be here for a little bit longer. We're going to be in the dragons for 3 minutes on each side. I just want a little bit of extra cushion. A little bit more center here on my mat. Good. And remember your blocks, you don't have to have them, but they are great to help you put on the brake. And blocks are also nice because they come in this height, and this height. So they're customizable based on your needs. So let's start. I'm going to start with the left leg coming forward first. Good. And we'll come into this dynamically as well. So from here, before you move, your left hip's going to come back, right hip's going to come forward. The top of the back foot can be down or it can be up. That's a personal thing. And then from here, we're just going to come forward, maybe tap the block and come back. Come forward and tap, feel that little stretch and come back. And then we'll come back forward. Good. And then we'll settle in here. You can kind of adjust your block, wherever it is you need them. Front heel is always grounded. Belly button is always zipped up and in. And may all beings find compassion. May all beings find compassion. We all go through things. Animals go through things. Nature goes through things. We all beings need compassion. and overall loving kindness. So may all beings live with peace. May all beings be free. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings find compassion. Good. Now, if you started up here like I did, and your body's ready to sink a little deeper, remember, you can always come down in your block. Shoulders are back in their pockets, though still. Stay with the breath. And you want to be careful here to go right to the edge, not past your edge. If you're kind of wondering if you need a number, you need a number, kind of like that scale of 1 to 10, the pain scale. You don't want to go past the 6. And that number 6 is going to be different for different people. So dragons are nice to do before you come into a camel, because when you're coming into camel, you're also getting into this area here. And it's nice to open that up first before just popping into camel. The belly button stays in. Left knee is over behind the ankle. You can back off at any time you need to. Okay. So speaking of backing off, we'll do that right now. Good, just kind of take that back a moment. It's okay if your hip goes a little bit behind that knee. Just find a little counter stretch, maybe a little hamstring stretch there, a half split. And then when you're ready, we're going to take that to the other side. Okay. So again, reset your blocks if you need to do that. Right foot's going to come forward before you move. Find your balance. Find the squaring off of the hips. So front hip's going to come back here. Good. And then when you're ready, we'll come in, we'll touch the pose, and then we'll come out. We'll come in, touch the pose, and then come out. And we'll do that again. Coming in. Good. So blocks will go where they're natural and comfortable for you. We're still zipping up from pubic bone to behind the navel. We're relaxing the shoulders. So may all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. We're happy people. Don't commit violence against others. So not just against other people, but to animals as well. Happy people don't just start forest fires and, things like that. May all beings live with peace. May all beings be free. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings find compassion. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. Now, this is my tighter side. And while it wants to sink in a little bit deeper, I go past that number 6. So I'm going to kind of back off just a little bit here for a moment. and come back into it. So anytime you need to do that, it's okay to do it. You just saw me do it, so it's okay. You just have to do different things sometimes to make it work, and some days are different than others. And back off again. This might be a side where I constantly come in and out today. My left side is typically my stronger side, even though I'm right-handed. And so it's also my tighter side, typically. Not always, but most of the time. The belly button is still in, shoulders are relaxed. May all beings be happy. And then when we're ready, good, we'll do that little counter. So we'll come back. Good, lengthening. And then when you're ready, let's take a little bit of a child's pose here before we come into camel. So I'm just going to move my blocks out of the way. Knees can be together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. You can take your arms long in front of you or hands back by the heel. So this is all about you, where you can go, where do you want to go. And just breathe, expand the rib cage. Now, knowing you can always stay here as long as you would like. But when you're ready, we're going to take the hands back under the shoulders and come back up. And then we're going to set up for camel here. So before we do the for real camel, which we're only going to hold for about a minute today, let me go over some different versions of it for different bodies so you can see different things. So you want your hips to be over the knees. So trying to do camel from back here is not a good place. So you want those hips to be over the knees and you're zipped up. Option one, the easiest option, you can take your hands here or here. It just kind of depends on, you know, what's good for the wrist. Rolling shoulders back, good. Hips are forward, and then you can come back into your camel here. That's camel one. Camel two is half camel. So you can have the tops of the feet down. You can have them up. I like having mine up because then I don't have as far to reach. So you can reach back here. Okay. And then at about 30 seconds, you'll have to kind of count this on your own. You'll come up and switch sides. If you're watching this on a YouTube app on your TV, you can always pause it and then switch sides if you want a minute on each side. If you can't reach back that far, you can always take your block here. So you'll just take your block back where you need it. And so you can be here, okay, or other side. Same thing for full camel. You can always bring your blocks in here if you're looking to go back there. So you don't have as far back to go. But those of us that are going to go back, all the way back, we'll do so. So let me just give me a few extra seconds here just to get back there. Good. Okay. So from here, when you're ready, then I'm going to come into the full, but you can always choose one of the other options that's a better fit for your body. So from here, good. Hips are forward. I'm zipped up nice and tall or tight. I'm zipped up tight. Good. And then I'm going to come to my ankles or my heels. Good. And coming forward. And head comes back. And we're breathing and we're expanding. Remember, may all beings be happy. May all beings live in peace. May all beings be free. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings find compassion. Remember, whatever version you're doing here, a full, a half, or a partial, no crunching in the spine. It feels like it's crunching, and you come back too far. Don't lose the front core connection. Don't lose the breath. Good. And we'll nod the chin and carefully come up. Good. So from here, as you come out of there, just take another a roundy child's pose. We're going to counter that real good with a caterpillar here in a moment. But that's some deep extension. So we need to counter that with some deeper flexion. And speaking of that deeper flexion, let's find that through camel. So I'm going to just fold my blanket here because I'm going to sit on it. And there's a few things you can do with your camel based on what you have and where you want to go. So you can always do camel without props. You want to have an anterior tilt of the pelvis no matter where you're going. So you can sit on something or not, but tailbone's going to come back, hip bones are going to come forward. If you're really tight in the hamstrings, you can put something under here to support your knees. But with feet in flexion, you can come here. If you know your hands go beyond your feet, you can always bring a block in and go there. And so you'll reach for the block. If you need upper body support for whatever reason, you can always bring a bolster or a pillow here to help you with that. You can take your legs wider, let it come in between and come here as well. So find what your body needs for your caterpillar. We're going to be here for 3 juicy minutes. 3 juicy minutes. So I'm probably going to not start right off with the block, but I'll probably finish with one. So sitting up nice and tall, big inhale, exhale, hinge forward a little bit with a flat spine, and then round the spine a little bit as best for you. And then find whatever it is you're holding on to yourself, block, bolster. I'm just going to come right there. And just breathe into the back body. Turning to the intention of loving kindness. So the longer you're here, usually on exhales, the body will let you know when it's safe to sink a little deeper. And if it's safe for your body to do that, you don't have any, issues or things like that going on, then it's okay to do so. Whatever you're holding on to, though, make sure it's a light grip, not a death grip. Relaxing through the shoulders a little bit here. So going back through, may all beings live with peace. May all beings be free. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings find compassion. May all beings be happy. May all beings be loved. May all beings be loved. Breathe into the back body. Good. And when you're ready, good. Carefully come up out of there. Good. And we're going to make our way onto our back. So I'm just going to move my props all out of the way here. I'm going to keep my bolster close because I will bring it in for Shavasana, and my folded blanket is in a perfect position. I'm just going to take it back here for a nice little neck cushion. Good. And once you come onto your back, just kind of allow the shoulders to roll back, take the feet a little bit from side to side, and just wiggle side to side. So belly button is still in here. You're going into a little bit of rotation into the spine. And then when you're ready, we're just going to take this into a basic figure 4. So I'm going to start by taking my left ankle over my right knee. For some of you, just opening up this knee to the side might be enough. Others, you might kind of bring this more into the chest here, or you might thread it through. You kind of find what you need there. It's okay to rock it if that feels okay for you. Getting a nice external rotation stretch in that left hip. Taking big breaths. And when you're ready, we're going to switch sides. So we'll gently release. Okay. So now right ankle over the left knee. Again, you can just practice opening up here, just being right here. You can bring it into the chest. You can thread it through. Find what feels good to you. You can rock or not rock. Breathe. May all beings be loved. And when you're ready, good, we'll release here. We're going to come into a supine twist. We're going to keep this one pretty basic. So I set the timer here. We're going to do this 2 minutes on each side. So taking the knees into tabletop position, I'm going to let the knees go over towards my left. Good. I'm trying to keep the right shoulder grounded. If you want full spinal twist, look to the right. Good. We'll be right here for a couple minutes, breathing, expanding. I feel this one in my chest, all the way down to the back and into my hip. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be healthy. And may all beings live in peace. May all beings be free. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings find completion. May all beings be happy. May all beings be loved. May all beings be healthy. And then from here, when you're ready, you can take one leg at a time. We're using your abdominals to bring you back in. Let yourself get a little wiggle, wiggle here before we go into the other side. And so then when you're ready, stacking those knees, arms out to the side. We'll take those knees over to the right now, looking to the left. 2 minutes. Breathe and expand. That's the last repeat of all of our loving kindness, meditation, affirmation. May all beings live in peace. May all beings be free. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings find compassion. May all beings be happy. May all beings be loved. May all beings be healthy. And then from here, when you're ready, one leg at a time, or using the abs for both. We're going to come in, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We're going to go to Shavasana from here. So grabbing a bolster or whatever you have is fine. Just make sure that it's, suited to your needs. So if you don't have a bolster, you can always put blankets under there. You can put blocks under there. Just make sure your bottom is not floating in the air. So it wants to be grounded. And then once you're ready, you can just wiggle, 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 make yourself about 10% more comfortable. And the last one I'll give you is may our lives be blessed with ease and filled with loving kindness. May our lives be blessed with ease and filled with loving kindness. And taking some deep breaths here. Choose stillness or gently. Take head and neck from side to side. Choose stillness or invite movement of fingers and toes. Invite movement or bringing knees into the chest. Choosing to keep the upper body grounded, or maybe you want to tuck the chin and lift up into a full body hug. And choosing stillness, removing any prop that you may have used during your Shavasana time out of the way. Taking legs long in front of you, arms long behind you, and reach and lengthen from the edge of the fingertips into the toes. Full body stretch, point and flex those feet. Bend and stretch those hands, twirling wrists and ankles in one direction and then in the other. And whenever you're ready, bending in both knees, you choose turning to the right or left side, the side that's best for your body in this moment. Taking all the time that you need here. When you're ready, we'll press up to a comfortable seat where we started our practice. And then find a nice tall spine again, noticing how you feel, hopefully a little bit more open. And fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, 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 and lengthen. Bringing the hands back down in heart center, reconnecting with that intention of loving kindness. We'll take the thumbs to the forehead for good and true thought, to the lips for good and kind words, and to the heart for open and loving heart. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe, may you stay well, may you spread loving kindness, may you be blessed with a life of ease and filled with loving kindness from other people. Namaste.